hello there to you. Terry Brock here on this wonderful Saturday evening, almost kind of sort of evening. It's 17:52, so we're about a little over a few minutes away from 6 o'clock, which I guess officially is evening, 23rd of January, and boy, has this been a week. I'm telling you, it's something. By the way, I'm even seeing a little bit of latency here on this. I don't know. Tell me, what do you think? Are you seeing that too? Might be there, but I wanted to share some things with you on this week, particularly something I got a chance to see, which is pretty exciting. I've got it right over here next to me on my iPhone. So I got my little iPhone right here going on here. And what I'm looking at is Clubhouse. Yeah, that's it. Clubhouse is the new kid on the block and the platforms out there, and it's got some really nice features to it that we're going to take a look at and see how those things work, how they fit together, and what can be done with all of those things. I am just beginning on it, so I'm learning and leaning on others that can do that. But notice we had some fun things happen this week too, and I want to kind of talk about that a little bit. Yeah, here in the United States, we had the inauguration. So a new president, President Biden's in, and I think as Americans, we say we wish him the very best because that would be for the country too, and we want that to turn out well. So I think that what we've got to do now is look at it's past, it's been a couple of years, really, actually, maybe even longer, that we've been anticipating the election and wondering, okay, what's going to happen? What's going on with all of this? And I'm just thinking now's the time for us to say, okay, let's get on with our life. Let's get in there and start doing what we need to do and make it work. And so I think it's really, if we take an attitude, it's up to me. It's not up to somebody else, not somebody else doing it. It is up to us, regardless of which side you come down on, the Republicans, the Democrats, independents, or whatever. I think it's time that we now get back to let's just care for people. Let's look at things, and when we have disagreements, let's amicably and peacefully talk it through. Seems like an agorapreneur way of doing things. Peacefully, voluntarily, and we get along that way. And concentrate on the real cool, geeky things like technology, which is what I want to do right now. But before we do that, got some comments coming in that we're really appreciating here. Catherine from over in Australia, Catherine Palin Brinkworth. Hello, nice to see you here, and hope you're having a really good day. And see, we got a lot of good things coming in, and appreciate you being here. Now, wait a minute, this is interesting. I'm putting this on here, and Catherine, we've got your slide on there. I like the way we can move this around. This is really, really kind of handy. I'm using this over here in Ecamm now, and it seems to be working really well. So thanks a bunch for stopping by. I really appreciate it. And also got my brother here, Robert Kennedy, is coming in. He is coming in to see us. Let's see if I can get him up on a screen here. I'm using Ecamm, and I haven't done this little feature with Ecamm before, so I know it's going to be some fun getting that working and putting it in there. Let's see. There we go. Oh, yeah, go it that way. There it is. Robert Kennedy the third. Hope you're doing well today, sir. By the way, I was watching your live broadcast, your live stream the other day. Really sensational the way you do that. And by the way, those of you that don't know Robert Kennedy III, get to know this wonderful guy. Not only is he a tech genius, really is, but also just one incredibly nice guy. So Robert, thanks for being here with us today. And let's see, he also left another comment here, say slight latency, but we're getting you. Okay, that's good. Yeah, there is some latency. I don't know why that's going on. Something's happening here, and I know it just must be the demon gods or something, the tech gods, whatever it is. These things happen. And I got Mike stopping by here as well. Very doable. Thanks for the stream. Yeah, it's good. And we've got small latency. Yeah, I am getting some latency here. I do not know why. That's interesting. And also, oh, now we're getting something interesting. It's showing my comments much larger, and I don't know why that is. Now, this is interesting. Hey, I'm learning as we go here. This thing I love about live. See, with live, you don't know what's happening, but I've got a comment here from my wonderful friend Ann McNeil, who's Master Wealth Builder. And when I click on this, there it goes out and it's taking in the whole thing. I don't want it to do what it's doing right now. And I don't know if anyone's in Ecamm, it might know some things about why it's doing it. This is a great way to help. So we're learning as we go here. There's some reason it's coming in much larger than I want it to. And I don't know why, but there might be a reason here. Knowing technology, knowing how to use it is a big purple cow wow. We're getting a comment from my buddy Bob Pick here, and I'm not able to get your picture on there. I wonder why it's doing what it's doing. Will somebody put a comment in the Ecamm section? We'll find out about that. When this is how we all learn, and this is what it's really about when we're doing that. Also got a picture here. A great way to spending a lazy Saturday afternoon from my buddy David Guthrow Ontario, up there in Vancouver, in British Columbia. Nice to have you here with us, and we're going to do that. And say, good to see you are still learning too. Yes, Robert Allen Black here. Alan Black, you wonderful guy. Good to have you here with us. And yeah, we're still learning, still have problems. And so when that needs to do it, we'll adjust it. And let's see, Robert Kennedy here. I told you this guy was a tech genius. He says you may need to manually adjust it. I think he's right. And the trick is going to be how to do that. And I don't know exactly. If you make it large, then longer sentence, maybe more space. Let's see, right now it just seems to be moving up and down. Let me see if I can adjust it this way, like that, and then maybe adjust here and then save it like that. No, that didn't seem to do it. Well, okay, well, we'll keep working with it and we'll find out somehow. But I wanted to share with you some of the things that I'm seeing right now that are really pretty neat with this thing called Clubhouse. There it is. This is Clubhouse, and it's on the iOS system right now, so I'm using it here on my iPhone. This is the first time I've ever done this here on my iPhone, sharing it on Ecamm, and I thought, well, hey, I'm just going to take it out here and see how it goes and add to it, put some things in there. I'll get a side-by-side for a moment here, and I'm going to put me over into a little bit smaller section on the screen. Here we go. Matter of fact, we'll use the power of Ecamm, what I can do, so I can come in here on this. It's using one camera that it's okay on that, but I'm going to use another camera, trying to get it to use this other one and get this one down here. There we go. And play around with it. But I'm looking at Clubhouse, and it's a great little tool for communicating with audio. You're using audio and you're able to connect with people. You're able to hear what they've got to say and have some nice conversations in different groups. I think that's a really nice way to do it. Now let's see, I'm getting some comments here from Rami says, click the bottom right of the comment, and that might help. Let me go bring the comments back up. I'll get this back here. Robert, I appreciate your help on this. See, this guy is so wonderful. You got to get to know this guy. And bring up the comments. There we go. I'll bring this up here. Click on the right hand. Here we are. Bringing that up, and on the bottom right, maybe to resize it that way. That's resizing everything. Let's try this, and maybe we can do it. There we go. Robert, that did it. There we go. Clicked on the lower right. My brother, cheers to Robert Kennedy. And I think that is working well now. We've got it there. And so he said, or click the pencil symbol on the left and adjust the text size there. So we tried it this way. It did it. Just adjusted it over there. Now I know how to do it. And so, by the way, we speakers always like to take that as a learning lesson. And so here's the lesson. See, we're all going to have trouble with technology. And we can get frustrated and go, oh, that technology. Well, it's just science. It's the way things work. And if you have an attitude of, hey, I'm going to try to figure it out, and have a good network of people there. So, Robert, thank you so much. Robert Kennedy, really appreciate that. And that's there. And let's see, I got a comment here from Mike. Mike says, nice software. Was it called Ecamm? Yes, that is correct. And it's with two M's there. So Ecamm. And Mike, I would recommend, now it only works on Macs. So you got to get a good computer, as many would say, a real computer. And so you get your Mac there. And it's interesting because also Clubhouse only working on iOS. Now it's interesting for me. My point of view is something a little bit different. What I like to do is, well, I'm a geek, so I have my iPhone here. This is my iPhone 11 I got last year. And just a few weeks ago, Santa Claus brought for Gina and me a new Note 20 Ultra. Samsung Galaxy Note 20 Ultra. Really nice, and I like this thing here. So I'm using this. As a matter of fact, what I'm doing is I'm watching, look at this, I'm watching Clubhouse, what I'm doing here, and there is a delay of about 8 seconds. So what I'm producing here is 8 seconds in the past for you if you're watching this. Of course, if you're watching the whole thing and recorded, then everything's there from the past, but it is very nice. And I've got some other comments. And another comment here from, let's see, from Rich Goldstein, Clubhouse. And I'm going to adjust this here. Somehow that came in. I'm going to take this here, Rich. We're going to adjust it. There we go, because I want to get Rich in there. Clubhouse is amazing. Unbelievable engagement. You know, Rich, that's what I'm hearing. I'm hearing that it's an incredibly wonderful tool. And again, I haven't done much with it, but I like the idea of audio. As I understand, is people get together and you can talk about a variety of topics, almost anything, as long as it's not going to be harming someone. Yeah, I like that idea. And I think it's really, really good to be able to have this kind of environment and having multiple platforms. A lot of people are saying, hey, they don't like Facebook or they don't like Twitter for whatever reason. And I think that any platform that you've got, they, of course, have a right to do what they want to do with their own platform. And I understand the arguments that they're real big and they're strong. I get that. I'm a strong believer in free speech. And I think that when someone is saying something that, might be opposite of what I want to hear, it's not exactly for me, it's not the thing for me to do to try to shut them up. Rather, we need more speech. I think is the answer to problems with speech. We need more. Now, it's got to be peaceful and it's got to be amicable. I mean, don't call people names and let's do away with the shouting and the screaming and all that kind of thing. That doesn't really accomplish much. If anything, it's very detrimental. But I like the idea of hearing other things. I know in my own personal life, I have changed my opinion on many different topics through life. I've gone through, and at one time I believed, some boy, hey, you should have talked to me when I was 18. I had it all figured out then. I knew everything, or at least I thought I did. And now, as I get older and look at where we are, matter of fact, I'm getting older. This year, I'm wrapping up Beatles year. That's right, Beatles year. A year I thought I would never hit. It was so far in the future. Beatles of, you remember, will you still need me? Will you still feed me when I'm 64? Well, that's where I am. And next month, I go over into the 65, which, that was like, oh, I mean, only 20 minutes ago, I was 20 years old. It was like that fast. And then all of a sudden, boom, I'm feeling great, doing well and healthier than ever. Last year did hit a personal record, by the way, more push-ups in a single day than I had ever done in my life. I mean, by far, jump ahead. And I don't say that to brag about me, but I think for you, think about what you can do. As you get older, you can do even more. So just make sure you have a good exercise regime, have good connections with your doctor. I go and see my doctor, get that physical every year, and my doctor is amazed how things are coming along. And I say, well, doc, it's that vegan diet. I think it's helping a lot. And he goes, yeah, I think so, Tara. So that's a good thing. But I would say what we want to do is we want to be able to have something like Clubhouse that gives you the ability to have a lot of conversations. Well, let me bring this up on the screen here, and I'm going to bounce in on the side here. So I'll be over here. I'm going to make a nice little change here with Ecamm so I can move my picture. Something like that. There we go. So I'm right here and I'm looking at this. And as I look at it, it's got some nice features here. Now I'm exploring this for me. I'm just the new kid on the block. Getting a chance to see what it's got here. And I tap on that. Let's see. It's got some Clubhouse, goes through invitations. Okay, so I'll be inviting some folks in there. Coming over here, upcoming for you. Well, now this is kind of nice. It's got some conversations that you have. I'm going to hold this in my hand. I'll get a little bit more reaction with it. Where's my stylus? There it is over here. So it's conversations, don't have scripts. Rest in peace, Larry King. Yeah, by the way, Larry King left us today. Very sad. He was a good man, and he rest in peace. And we wish the best and our condolences to his family and all of the friends, all those people that, like me, I never met him, but I heard many good things about him and enjoyed the conversations he had. He will be missed. Here's another one, women only, and want vision, Wanda bugging. Hydra or AIM, okay. Top 100 superstars of e-commerce. See, I like this. This is a really nice opportunity to get in there and then to listen to people. And you can listen to them. I also am concerned, one thing that I don't know, and some of you that are using this already might be able to help me on this one. I like to listen to audio, and I usually listen to it faster than 1.0. The 1.0 speed is like listening to someone talk like this for a long time. And that's really bad. Yeah, you talk about the latency here. It's really bad. And so I think what we want to do is, I'd love to find some way that can listen to the recording of it and then speed it up. But I think it's more like probably a different environment there. So that's a really good thing, and a really good thing to have here. Got a nice comment here from Catherine. She says, here, Terry, let's have respectful curiosity. Yes, indeed. Catherine, I'm putting an exclamation mark behind what you just said. That really makes all the sense in the world. We want to be able to have respect. And we're going to differ with people. And like I said, I've changed my opinion many times through life. And I think it's healthy to do that. I think it's healthy. I think it's not healthy if you say, I'm going to remain rigid to what I believed before. I like the idea that you change in light of new evidence. Not just capriciously change, but instead new evidence. Yeah, I think that's a real key in what we want to do. Laura Baxter joined us. Laura, nice to have you here. And let's see, by the way, I'm going to change this a little bit. Here, we got to change, hold this. Laura, your comment came in in a funny way. Whoops, I got this here. Now, let's see, try this. There we go. Laura, yes, rest in peace, Larry King. Clubhouse is amazing. I never would have thought about having this type of communication would be so much fun. And it's interesting. Thank you so much for that, Laura. I really appreciate it. And by the way, if you're over in Germany, it's about midnight, after midnight. So So I appreciate you joining us from over there. But yeah, I think it could be real good conversations, and I think that's what we need now. We need something that's going to help us to converse and listen and hear the other person's point of view. I want to learn. I love traveling internationally. You get a chance to do that more. I love going over to the UK and then over to Australia, Japan, Russia, different places where I've had a chance to go. Really grateful to sit down and talk with people and get a chance to hear it from their point of view. I've often said when I speak from the platform that you get a lot of insight when you go to a local bar or pub and sit down, and usually after about the second or third local drink, you get a chance to find out what they're really saying and what's really going on. And I find it can be really educational. I would encourage all of us, and particularly me, let's kind of put aside what we believe and do more listening. Listen more and be able to understand the other's point of view. I love it the way my friend Chris Brogan says it. And here I got to shift over to another view just so you can see this. The way he says it is we need to grow bigger ears. Listen more. Listen more than we come in and start saying, hey, this is what you got to do. And I think that's where Clubhouse is going to come in. It's going to be real good with that and be able to do a lot of that. And we've got, here's another comment from Victor Brown. Thank you, Victor, for stopping by. I'm enjoying Clubhouse. Much of what I hear is from those who make negative comments. Reminds me of the trepidation many had. The Twitter and Facebook opened up. Absolutely. Yes, indeed. I remember hearing that too. You know, people say, oh, it's not good or it's only for kids. Well, Facebook for a while was only for the kids. And it was only for the folks in college, etc. And they had the Facebook, which was the name of the yearly annual that they had at Harvard for many, many years. I think it still is. But yeah, Victor, I think you're right. And it's interesting. Through the years, I've seen that happen. Something comes out and there's a lot of derisive remarks about it. Oh, this is no good. Oh, it's bad. Hey, it's a new technology. Let's see what it is. I'm hearing a huge amount of positives on that. Oh, and by the way, Rob, I see you're coming in from over on LinkedIn. Yes, thank you. I'm using a tool right now here. I got to share this with you. This is really cool. Tool right now called Restream. And Restream gives me the ability to send this message out to Facebook. Some of you are catching it here on Facebook. Laura Baxter, I see you're watching on Facebook. And Victor, you're catching it over on LinkedIn. I'm also sending this over to a few different places on Facebook, to my Agorapreneurs area. I'm also sending it to my personal profile. I'm sending it to Twitter, sending it over to a lot of different places, over to YouTube, my YouTube channel, and Restream allows us to do that, up to 30 different places. And by the way, you'll get a little bit of credit, get $10 credit when you sign up using bit.ly and then Restream for you. That's my affiliate link, and that'll help you on it so you can see what it does and how it works. Matter of fact, here's another little goodie I want to give you. You can write this down. This is for you. I did a special video on how to use Restream. And if you're not using Restream, that's okay. You might want to see it to think these are the types of elements you want when you're working with it. And so if you go over to bit.ly and then Restream Live Studio, notice the R, the L, and the S are capitalized there. Restream Live Studio, really nice. And again, you can pick it up here. There's my affiliate link here, bit.ly, Restream for you. Really, really good little tool, and I would encourage you to take a look at it for that. And I like using Ecamm with this because now what I'm able to do is I'm getting different folks. Like for instance, here's one I'm going to bring this up here. This is Laura. She said, are you using Ecamm right now? Yes, Laura, I'm using Ecamm right now. I think you do have that also. I think you were in one of those classes I had with Adrian Salisbury. Great class that he does regularly. We took that a little while ago. So yes, and notice you're coming in on Facebook, which is really, really nice. So we can get that. But then also, because I'm using Restream, I can look at this and I say, well, here, Catherine Palin-Brinkworth coming in from Australia right now, and she's up early. I think it's I think you were in Melbourne or are you in Sydney? Catherine, you might be in Sydney, and I believe my math is correct. It's probably 10:11 on Sunday morning for you over there. So thanks for being with us here on that. Grow bigger ears. I love it. Yeah, Chris Brogan said that, and I have to say Chris is right on target with it in doing what he's doing, and I think we do need to listen more. I think that would calm a lot of the frustration as well, and a lot of the arguing, if we could just make it a point that instead of coming out and trotting out our little things we want to say and arguing with them based on what we read in a magazine or saw on heard on a podcast or saw it on a radio show, heard on a radio show or whatever, step back and listen. Listen, grow bigger ears, and ask, well, okay, why? Tell me why you believe that. Not in an accusative way. You know, the intonation can say a lot. Yeah, why do you believe that? Is different than, Really? Tell me why you believe that. I'm curious. I want to know. Not in an arguing way, not in an argumentative way, but rather in a way where you say, let me learn. Let me learn and grow from here. I know I've got a lot to learn. And I think Clubhouse can help lend to that. I think Clubhouse can bring in something like that, be really nice. And matter of fact, here we got I said, here, I'm going to straighten this out. Got to readjust. I'm glad I figured that out. Robert Kennedy, you wonderful guy. You helped me to figure this out, and I certainly appreciate it. And Victor Brown's got something here. It's like a 24-hour day National Speakers Association convention mainstay in the bigger rooms. That's great. Victor, you must be a NSA member. So glad you're with me here. Yeah, I'd have to agree with you. I'm looking forward to it. I want to get into it. I've not done it yet, but I'm getting ready to. Gina and I went over there yesterday. We had in our Video Rockstars program, we had the members come on in, and we made it fun like we're going on a field trip. And so we did. And we went out on a field trip. We had Beth Granger and Marty Dickinson helping us out, a couple of NSA members, and showing us what to do and how to do Clubhouse because they've been using it. And it was fun. I just kind of pretended like we're all little kids hopping on the yellow bus and going on a field trip over to Clubhouse and had a great time looking at it. So, yeah, I'll keep that in mind, Victor. I think that's a good analogy and a good way to look at it and see what it is. And, here, Catherine's got something. She says, Gold Coast. Yes, that's right. You're on the Gold Coast, which I love, by the way. The Gold Coast there in Australia is fabulous. It's one of my favorite places on the planet there in the Queensland. And it's August 5th, 9:15 a.m. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's right. Because in Queensland, you don't do the time clock shifting and all that kind of thing. So, yeah, I remember that now. The banana benders, I think you call them up in Queensland. Is that right? Yes, something like that. At least that's what the people in Sydney say about those there. But, Catherine, really nice to have you with us here. And good morning to you from a good evening here in Orlando, Florida, where it is now 18:14 in the evening and getting ready for a nice evening. But I'm just really appreciative to have everyone here. I like to do this on a Saturday evening as we're kind of getting ready to head into evening. Gina and I like to sit down and watch more movies than the grown-ups say we can. And so we sit out, we've got our home theater, widescreen. Some of you have been over here for some of the parties that we have, and you see what it's like. We do that, and we got surround sound and all that, and some really nice adult beverages that we'll have. I think might be having some good sake tonight or some good Japanese sake, and we're going to be watching some videos. The biggest challenge is the videos are out there. There's so many good ones, we can't see them all. Have you ever noticed that? Between Netflix and Amazon and YouTube, there's so many good videos. It's hard to watch them all. That's not a complaint. That's actually saying, hey, it's good. And I think in a way it's going to be like Clubhouse. As we look at something like Clubhouse, Clubhouse has a lot of good. And because it's rooms where you go and you listen to people, you want to go to all these. I asked Beth and Marty yesterday if the analogy was appropriate, and it kind of came to my mind, that you're going into a hotel. And imagine every room in the hotel, all the sleeping rooms too, are all open, and you can go all the different floors. So if you want to learn about, let's say biology 101, you could go to this room. But if you want to learn about 1970s muscle cars, you go over here to this one. Or if you want to learn about historical events from the War of 1812, you go over here to this. All kinds of different topics, and you get a chance to learn from many different people. I like that. I like the idea that we can learn and we've got a chance to listen and grow a lot. That really is really important here. And Mike had a good comment here. Great tone advice, solid perspective. Thank you. Thank you very much, Mike. I appreciate that because I think what we say, what we communicate is more than just the words we say. Often I'll say in my programs when I'm speaking that if I sent you text, let's say Mike, for instance, you say, Mike, you and I were really good friends and we'd known each other for a long time. And I send you a text message that says, Mike, you looked really good today. Okay, that's the text. That's good. But if I had a video that you saw of it and I go, yeah, Mike, you look really good today, it's a completely different meaning. The intonation, the inflections all make the difference. And I think when we can do that with video, it's one of the reasons I love live streaming, because live streaming gives you a chance to catch it in the moment, like you saw earlier today. Hey, real time here. I had a problem, couldn't figure it out, and then Robert Kennedy came along and helped me out. And I just really appreciate that. We get by with a little help from our friends to look at another Beatles song that's there. So yeah, our friends are there, and you need that. Trying to do it alone really makes it tough, and I think we look at it working together. That's really an agorapreneur's way of doing it as well. My agorapreneurs are the is the style that I have. I have my, hey, bounce over to YouTube, and we've got room for a few subscriptions there where we talk about a lifestyle for entrepreneurs of peaceful living, voluntary living, helping others, and growth. Learning from technology, learning from history, learning in many different ways. And that's what it's about. So, Mike, thank you for your comment. I appreciate that. Getting a lot of comments here that are really, really wonderful. And I appreciate what you're saying here. Oh, I got one here. I wonder why they keep coming in a different format. I'm figuring out how to do this, but it gives me the chance to, oh, I see. There's something here. I'm learning as we go on this. There we go. I can stretch this around a little bit. Please repeat the ecom and stream platform information. Oh, yeah, the ecom or ecam is what it is. It's ECAMM. If you go to ecam.com, you'll see what that is. That's the tool that I'm using now to go into Restream, and then Restream is sending it out. And let me put over here, let me cut over this here. Restream.io is where you go. If you go over there and you type and actually go in through bit.ly, bit.ly, and then Restream for you. Do it that way. That way, what you'll get is $10 credit when you start using. You'll get a free. There's a free system. You can sign up for that, and if you go, hey, later on I want to upgrade, well, you can do that, and you'll already have $10 of credit. I'll get a few coins that way from the affiliate, and you will get my gratitude. And that can mean a lot because later on I'm going to be putting out some nice information, some courses and booklets and things like that. And I would greatly appreciate that. So anyway, thank you very much, Victor, for asking about that and look into it. So there's a lot of good things out here. I'm just having some fun doing this, but I think Clubhouse, going back to that, has some really nice features to it. You know, as we look at what is available here, I'm looking at it over here on my iPhone. It's got some nice features for me, and I go, oh, looks like something just came in here. John Burns followed you. Oh, great. John from over in Ireland. Appreciate that. And got Rich Goldstein following. Thank you, Rich. I appreciate that, sir. Nice to have you with me. I'll look forward to seeing your content again. Oh, and looks like Tom Singer here. What has he got? Something. Tom Singer has scheduled conversations, don't have scripts. And rest in peace, Larry King. Yes, indeed. We appreciate that. So lots of good things here. I'm liking it. As I look at what is available, I see that it's got some really nice features that can give you the ability to connect with people and do a lot with it. Oh, and Laura, here we got a message from Laura. She's getting priority here because over in Germany. There, I'm heading to bed now. It's so wonderful to see you, Terry. Let me know when you and Gina are in Clubhouse again. I'll join you. Well, yeah, we'll have to do that. She and I just got used to it yesterday. So getting introduced to it there. We're planning to do some more with it and start playing around with it. I really think it's a great way for us to communicate with others. Well, Laura, have a nice evening, and we will salute you over there in Germany. Hope you have a wonderful day tomorrow over there. And we've got Catherine joining us from over in Queensland, from Australia, where they're already into tomorrow. So that's good too. Well, I'm going to be heading out here. We've got a hot date tonight with Gina. We're going to be watching some great movies, and I think she's ordered in some good Indian food for us tonight. So that's going to be a lot of fun. And let me know how it comes along for you on Clubhouse. It's a great little tool. Got a lot of good information. I'm looking forward to learning it. And as we saw very clearly tonight, unpracticed, but it came through, you get a chance to learn more about it when you have a little help from your friends. So again, a thanks to Robert Kennedy for helping me out on that. And I thank each of you for joining me. And by the way, those of you that are joining this on the recording, leave a question there if you've got a question or a comment. I want to hear from you, and I'll be bouncing around to the various platforms, LinkedIn and to YouTube and to Facebook and Twitter and the various groups. They're all in there. And by the way, we're going out to all of those because of the wonderful things from the kids over there at Restream. Restream is the tool for doing this. Those of you that are communicators, this is a tool you want to look into. And you can find out about it. Go over there. You can see it real quickly. Watch the video I've got. Go to bit.ly Restream Live Studio as one word. Notice the R, L, and S are capitalized. And then my code there, bit.ly/Restream for you. So that way you'll be able to get a lot of good information on it and see what it's like. So Victor, again, thank you very much for what you had to say there, your comments, and I hope that helps. Let me know if you, by the way, if you are watching this and you still have a question or a comment, leave that below. Within like 24 to 48 hours, I like to go back and review those to see what's happening and any others that might have come in. So thank you very much for being here. Have a wonderful day, evening, morning, wherever you are on the planet. And please join me again sometime. We will be in touch then and get a chance to connect more.